You're listening to The Real Fan Review with Hav, Sanj, Al, and B.
What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from The Real Fan Review. And today with me, we got my brother B.
Hello.
Marvel. We got our man in the chair out with us today.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes, sir, man. We're having a good one today. And on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about this whole Batman, the 1980s version of Batman coming back from Flashpoint. Also looks like Jeffrey Dean Morgan might be playing Batman too, which is crazy. We are going to be talking about this COVID-19 unfortunately popping back up. We're going to be talking about also the Hamilton coming out on Disney Plus this week. Plus, since we're at the halfway point, this is exactly 6 months right into July 1st here. So we're going to go for the first half of 2020, the movies that we enjoyed, the 5 that came out. We'll go over the movies we love, the movies that disappointed us, what we're looking for the rest of 2020, and maybe we'll give you something about what we missed most about the movie. So let's get right into the news right now. And with the news, let's see here. Al, man, what are you thinking, man? We got Batman being played by Michael Keaton. 1980s version of Batman. He's coming back in there. Also, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if you guys don't know him, he's from not the Evil Dead. I was going to say the Evil Dead because of the zombies. He's from the Walking Dead there. And if you guys remember in Batman vs. Superman, he played Thomas Wayne. He was the guy walking in the alleyway for what we know is what makes Batman Batman. So it looks like, just like in the Flashpoint comic books, when he goes back in time, or does he go back in time, Brandon, or what does he do? He messes up.
Apparently, when Flashpoint happens, apparently it changes what happened. So Bruce ends up dying, and Thomas becomes Batman.
Right.
Whereas Martha becomes the Joker.
Right. So we're maybe going to be looking into something like that also. So Al, what's your take, man? Michael Keaton coming back.
I like it. It's going to put for an interesting spin on the movie. Michael Keaton has shown that he can actually now, I think, be a more believable Batman.
Right.
Because he's shown that he can play a more physical character since playing Batman back then. What was it, 20-something years ago? So I like it. And I like the casting of Jeffrey Dean to play Thomas. I think it gives it a different spin, even though that is how Flashpoint plays out in the cartoon version. I think they're two good castings, so it'll be interesting to see it play out and what they do with it. Because they're both good actors, so I think they could bring a good deal of credibility to the roles and so forth.
Absolutely, man. And Brandon, I know you're a comic book aficionado with this stuff, so you know about the Flashpoint. And I think you and I have both seen the animated version of Flashpoint on the DC animated universe there.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, what's the chances we get Batman from the 1980s, we get Batman with Thomas Wayne, and then my hope is we see Ben Affleck at the end of Flashpoint getting that lovely letter. What's your take,
I mean,
Brandon?
I was interested in how everything was going before it was announced Jeffrey Dean Morgan was going to be, Thomas Wayne again, just because I thought that Michael Keaton would take up the role of that Batman as Thomas Wayne. I didn't think they were going to bring back Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I honestly honestly always wanted him to be Batman in some way. He's always been a really cool guy. But to have two people playing Batman, it seems like Michael Keaton's Batman might be more of like a cameo, like a quick cameo as the Flash is going through time or something like that. That's the way I foresee it. I also, if they're going to go that route, instead of Ben Affleck, I would rather see Michael Keaton not as the 1989 Batman, but as the old Bruce Wayne to a young Terry McGinnis for Batman Beyond.
Oh, Batman Beyond.
See that?
Yeah, man. I mean, here's my thought process on it. I'm thinking what they're trying to do is they're going to reset this whole DCEU with this Flashpoint movie. So instead of Ben Affleck at the end of Batman, my money is Robert Pattinson is going to be at the end to receive that letter. And that will be why we switched everything over.
It could be. Now, Jeffrey Dean, he played Thomas Wayne in which one again?
Batman versus
Batman vs
Superman,
Superman.
the beginning.
Oh, Batman vs Superman. Okay.
Yeah, in the
Who
beginning of
played
that movie, they
Thomas?
did the whole Batman thing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because
Yeah.
for some reason I was thinking Batman Begins, but no, it wasn't him. I forgot who played Thomas in Batman Begins. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I forgot that guy because I really don't recognize his face. Besides, if I saw him, I remember him from Batman Begins, but that
Yeah.
was about it. Yeah, man. But listen, man, we're looking forward to hearing more about that. I'm personally more shocked that there's a Flashpoint still happening after all the stuff with Ezra Miller,
Yeah.
and that they haven't updated us with what's going on with that situation. I think they're just trying to forget it that it happened. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see what they're gonna do. But listen, these are all good signings or possibilities. So I'm looking forward to see what they do and what else happens from here on with the Flashpoint movie and these Batmans. So
Right.
that's it for the Flashpoint there. Now, unfortunately, if you guys been paying attention to the news, which I think I'm going to quit just watching the news from now on, it looks like it looks like this COVID-19 is popping back up all over the country. Luckily, we live in New York, where it's pretty much died down. It's down to about less than 2% of the population being infected with the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. But it looks like California is being hit with it right now. Arizona, Texas, Florida, a lot of the down south Sun Belt states are feeling this COVID-19 thing. And the worry of mine right now is since all this stuff is popping back up and looks like we're either slowing down the phases of reopening and everything, I think they're going to shut things down again. Especially if things start to get bad again, they're going to shut it down. And I'm wondering, especially since it's happening in California, this is the home of Hollywood where all the movies are pretty much made and their companies are formed at. I'm thinking they're going to shut down again. And if that happens, that means movie theaters again shut down in maybe some parts of the country. And if they're shut down in some parts of the country, does that mean the movies now are going to be pushed out again? Another 6 months, 3 months, who knows? So it's kind of scary right now what's happening. I know it's more important about the people. Of course, we're always thinking about the people that live in our country with us and people all around the world who are dealing with the coronavirus. But again, we deal with the movies. So just in regards to movies, Al, what's your thoughts on this coronavirus popping up again? Do you think we're going to be shutting down again and the movies are donezo for this year?
With all the, I mean, like you said, I kind of try to drown out the news myself at this point.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's two news cycles basically that we only hear about: COVID and then everything that's happening politically. So you almost get tired of hearing it. But unfortunately, you have to stay abreast with it, especially with the COVID.
Absolutely.
And it's scary what you're hearing. I mean, they're saying that we're almost at the point where it's out of control.
Right.
So at that point, how do you open the theaters again? Not only that, how do you start reshooting these movies? So if they stop shooting the movies again,
right,
and you open the theaters, what are you going to air? There's no movies to release eventually because they've all stopped filming. So, I mean, I just got the thing from Fandango today welcoming me back to movie theaters, and they're trying. I mean, they're offering you.
Too soon?
Yeah, kid. I mean, they're offering you refunds until the time of the showing. You can get a refund right up to the, and they're helping facilitate social distancing and so forth. But I was just the other day talking about my wife because she wanted to go on a vacation, and my concern is, and especially in a place like a movie theater, forget a hotel, a movie theater, that's just recycled air. Yeah, it's running through an AC, but all they're doing is cooling down the same air, and everybody's now rebreathing everybody else's. I don't know. I wouldn't be safe at this point, and especially knowing that it's getting worse and worse and worse. I wouldn't be safe going to.
Yeah, I feel like we just kind of like kept it at bay because everybody was home and not working, and then the minute we get back out there, it's just recirculating all over the place again. So I'm wondering if that's the same thing that's going to happen in New York. Hopefully not. Yeah. Brandon, I mean, what's your take, Brandon? You're seeing all these things happening.
I mean, for me, I saw the news report today. AMC is pushed off to July 30th from July 15th.
Wow.
They sent that email out last week that they were going to open on the 15th and this and that. And yes, they had their own stuff going on with the mass situation. But as of today, July 30th, to kind of push off with the movies that are keep getting pushed off. It was hopeful to have Mulan out on the 15th. Well, now, that got pushed to the 30th, so then AMC got pushed to the 30th. So, the world of movies right now it's going to be at a standstill, but I think the news report, like everyone's saying, is getting crazy. Every day you're hearing a new state might be the epicenter of COVID. Yesterday was
Right,
Florida.
right,
Today I'm hearing California. The other day it was Texas. And with New York, those are our biggest states. Those are the states that
right,
hold the most capital, capitalist and everything like that for our country. So if those four big states have the most coming out of it, then I foresee, either New York or some states closing again completely. But we have at the same time the situation, and I don't mean to be political in any way, but you have these groups of people who don't want to wear masks because they believe they shouldn't. They believe that they're fueling the political agenda by wearing them and this and that. Whereas, so
right,
now you have a group of people who aren't trying to be safe, just because they have to wear a mask and they believe it's a political gain. Whereas you have these
right.
people who just want to go back to normal, so they're wearing the masks and that. So now you have this kind of counterbalance of this thing is getting out of control because no matter how much we prevent, there's still groups of people in our country who don't want to help prevent it.
Yeah, man, it's insane. I mean, they were showing pictures of people, partying, going to clubs, and doing all that stuff. And yes, it doesn't affect younger people as hard as it does, the older generation. But at the same time, don't don't second guess this thing. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I work in a hospital. I see the craziness that goes on in there. It does affect young people too.
Yeah.
It may not affect a lot of young people, but it does affect young people. But the worst part about it is a young person will get it and go home and see their cousins, their uncles, their aunts, their grandmothers, their mothers, their dads, who may have, health issues. And that's who's the one that's going to suffer the most from that, even though you don't have it. So just be
Yeah.
careful out there, people. What I mean? Be safe.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's
And
that's my concern is like, we have the reports the other day were that now COVID is affecting our younger generation of people, younger generation of citizens. And that also goes back to our younger actors in Hollywood. How
yeah,
is this affecting if now they're able to feel the full effect of COVID and whether it's mutation, whether it's just how it rolls out now, if they're feeling it now too, our younger generation of Hollywood, it's going to be interesting to see how this hurts our actors.
yeah. I mean, listen. I at the most I do see the theaters, some theaters opening and just playing older movies, but for the new movies that are coming out, there's no way they can risk putting these movies out and getting no money back for the movies. Like Mulan. I'm saying right now that's a wash. That's going to go to December or January. You know what I mean? I think Tenet as well is going to go to November, December if these things die down by then, because I think opening July is just not going to happen anymore, especially with everything that's going on right now, and it's supposed to get worse in the next week or two because everyone's reporting getting sick now. Usually it's within a week or two after that is when people start getting really sick and you start seeing like the numbers just start escalating as far as deaths, as far as, exposure and who has it or not. So, from all of us here on the Real Fan Review, guys, be careful, be safe,
Yeah.
disinfect and wash your hands. And, if I get the whole non-wearing mask thing. Listen, I wear a mask every single day at work. I have a shield in front of my face every day at work. So just, I know it's uncomfortable and it's just something you don't want to get used to it, but maybe just for a couple months, just, it'll be a weird memory at some point in time. You know what I mean? We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. And then on to how we're going to be seeing movies from now on. Disney Plus. Disney, Disney Plus is putting out Hamilton, man, the Broadway smash hit that I could not get tickets to.
Still can't get tickets to.
They were overcharging for those tickets and everything, and Disney Plus is gonna put it out for us to watch right before July 4th. So July 3rd, Disney Plus is putting out Hamilton. It's gonna be just like the Broadway show with the lead people, because if you guys know Hamilton's played in a bunch of different places, so there's a bunch of different actors who play the lead role and some of the other roles as well.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have the one with Lin-Manuel Miranda is his name.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel. Yeah.
So it's going to be the one where he's playing Hamilton. So it's going to be interesting. I've never seen it, never watched anything with Hamilton. I understand it's like a rap pop version of saying what Hamilton is. Is that right?
It's Alexander Hamilton's like autobiography reinvented for minority culture and hip hop music, which is awesome.
So that's coming out this third, and I am guaranteed to watch it. Brandon, you're a musician. You're guaranteed to watch it.
I haven't stopped listening to the whole Broadway album since I heard the announcement. I've been listening to it nonstop.
Though?
I have never seen it. I mean, I've entered into the lottery 1,000 times and never got picked to win tickets. That's awesome. How they get you.
Yeah. Al, how about yourself, man? You get a chance to watch it? Know anything about it, or?
Well, I've heard a lot about it, but that's making me want to see it. I mean, everybody from my clients at work, everybody talks about it like it's this great thing. So, I mean, history was never my strong point in school. In fact, I think my history teacher used to have me sit in the front of the class to avoid me talking to the other kids, so I didn't disrupt them. But it'll definitely be a see take on it. I mean, at this point, I don't even care how accurate it is, as long as it's entertaining. You know, and especially given that they're moving it from one genre, theater, over to screen. It'll be funny it'll be interesting, not funny, but it'll be interesting to see how they do that new adaptation of the screenplay and the adaptation over to screen. So it'll be something to watch. Definitely something. As soon as I heard that they were bringing it over, I was like, all right, no matter what streaming service gets it, I'm watching it.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the soundtrack alone is absolutely incredible. It's so good. It's very entertaining just to listen to. So to be able to finally see it, you're gonna love it. I already know you're gonna love it.
Oh man, I can't wait. You know, just to see Alexander Hamilton. All I know of Alexander Hamilton is he on my money. That's all. He's on my money.
It's a good story. It's a really good story. Yeah. I mean, it's his mostly real story, I would say. Mostly factual. There's always got to be a little in there, you know, but
based on a true story.
There you go. Based on
not a true story, but based on.
Based on.
I mean, most of these people were actually white too. So, but most of the people in the show, I think it was the rationale was 90% of the cast, 90 to 95% of the cast is of minority culture or minority backgrounds. I think there's only maybe one or two white portrayed characters. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Hey, man. So listen, guys, if you're looking forward to seeing it, you know, give us a little comment below or let us know on an email, or, you know, you guys can reach us at therealfanreview@gmail.com or on our website. Again, if you're on the YouTube watching us, just put a little comment below. Let us know if you're going to watch that Hamilton on Disney Plus there. All right. So that's it for the news for this week. Now we're going to get into some of the movies that we've seen this week. I got to see two movies this week, which are pretty good. Nothing outstanding, but pretty good. I don't know. I think Brandon said he was a little bit busy this week, and Al saw something.
I watched a lot of anime.
There you go, more anime. You know what, Brandon? You have an anime fan, actually. I got an email regarding you watching anime. So.
Oh yeah.
What did you watch, Brandon?
So okay, for my fan who I don't know who you are yet, but let's talk. So I just finished Fairy Tale, which was incredible. And now I'm currently on to another show on Hulu, which is called Overly Cautious Hero, the hero who is overpowered but overly cautious.
What?
It's actually pretty good.
That's like that anime you watched the other day with the finding boyfriends in a dungeon.
How to pick up a girl in a dungeon.
It's insane, man. Oh man, that's awesome, man. And Al, man, what movie you got to watch this week, brother?
I caught on Amazon Prime. I caught My Spy.
You did? Okay. How was My Spy? I was starting to watch
Bautista. Yeah, watch it, man. Watch it. It's a good. I went in thinking it was going to be stupid and corny and everything, but Dave Bautista. He really again impressed me with his acting. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not going to win any awards for it,
Right.
but he's a lot more, especially given the context of the movie. He's a lot more enjoyable of a character as other, like muscle characters that have tried to be the comedian now. Like
It's not a humor.
yeah, exactly. Like, the movie doesn't take itself serious. They make jokes and references to stuff that the actors themselves have done in other movies and so forth. And the little girl does an amazing job. I mean, especially considering how young she is.
Right.
And after seeing how horrible of a job the young actor the guy did in Artemis Fowl, like to see this girl's performance, like it was, you're gonna enjoy the movie. It's good.
All right.
It's a good family movie. Watch it with the kids. Yeah, watch it with the wife and everything. It's a good family movie.
All right. I was recommending the My Spy and I think that's on Amazon Prime, right?
Amazon Prime. And if you're on Amazon Prime and they show you the preview for 7,500, don't watch it. I fell for it.
Movie review.
I fell for it. I said, "Oh shoot, that looks good. Let's check it out." Put it on. Give it effort because the whole movie takes place in the cockpit of a plane.
Yeah.
But nah, don't watch it, man. It's a waste of time.
I still haven't finished Ad Astra yet.
Hey Brandon, those animators you're watching, Brandon, where you catching on Hulu?
I'm mostly watching them on Hulu.
Nice.
Hulu is chock-loaded with anime right now, so.
All right. Well, for myself, I got to watch Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge. And if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, I think this it's a pretty good one. It's a little gory for an animated movie, man. Jesus, the first 15 minutes of Mortal Kombat, I was like, whoa.
It's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but Jesus, this is like Mortal Kombat blood porn. I'm like, it's just fun.
Blood
I was like, dude, you should have seen the stuff that he was that the human version of Scorpion was doing. It was insane, man. And then you see why he turns into the, basically the demon of death there. And then,
what was your? You go ahead again.
No, go ahead. Go with you.
What was your feelings about them? I guess the words recycling dialogue from the original movie into this one.
I thought it was a nice touch because it almost made it seem like they were connected, or like it was a different universe, but the same thing still happened, which is weird. You know what I mean? So
Even though things happen differently,
yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was like they were trying to connect it to what we saw already, or for maybe people who didn't see it, this is how it plays out kind of thing. Yeah. But I think they kind of went all over the place on this. It was called Scorpion's Revenge, and for like a good maybe I would say maybe 20 minutes of the movie, they kind of leave Scorpion out of it.
So you're following Liu Kang.
Yeah, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and I think it was Johnny Cage there.
Yeah. Just like the original movie.
Shit, Johnny Cage can fight. One of the best lines in the movie. When she said that, I was like, oh, wow, okay. Holy shit, Johnny Cage can fight. Yeah.
There was some good scenes in that movie. I can't lie.
It was all right, man.
I think it suffers from the same thing that other movies suffer that we talked about, is that hour and a half runtime doesn't usually suit the story. In the past we've had movies for an hour and a half and we've never really bothered, but like as of late, it just that hour and a half runtime isn't really helping stories move along.
Right. Maybe people feel like they're crunching too much stuff into that hour and a half. They're trying to put a lot of information or cutting out maybe things that you actually needed to kind of space things out a little bit. So yeah, absolutely, man. And then the second thing I saw was Brahms the Boy 2. Which I was upset at.
Yeah, I hear the same.
Because they changed it, man. Try not to be a spoiler person here, but in the first movie, I thought it was such a unique and insane concept what they did with the movie. They sold it as a certain movie, and then it flips at the end, which was so interesting. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to pull off part 2? And they kind of just like washed it away with a line basically saying, nah, this all happened because of this, and I'm like, You know, I was hoping to see the same thing that happened in the first one kind of continue on in the second one, and they
Yeah.
went the demon route. So
Yeah, they even just bring the house in for like what, 5 minutes?
yeah,
The original
yeah,
house.
the original house there. You know, but I mean, listen, for Mortal Kombat Legends, I'm gonna say you shouldn't rush to see it, but you should still check it out. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, definitely check it out. It's pretty good. I would say like on a scale of like a 5-star rating, it's kind of like a 3. You know, for me personally, like a solid 3. For Brahms the Boy 2, 2.5. And it was still entertaining. It was still good. I think Katie Holmes was in it as the main actress on
Yeah.
there, and she did her thing. She did all right, but you know, it wasn't as scary as the first one. There was really like maybe 1 or 2 scares in the movie, and nothing too crazy. And then even the ending was just like, all right, you know, if you want to extend it another movie, that's how, you know.
Yeah.
But there was one cool scene in that Brahms the Boy 2, though. When the sun came out of the wall, he did the same thing that the whatever happens in the first one, he did it the same exact way. It was crazy, man. So yeah, man. Listen, Brahms the Boy 2. You know, don't rush to see it either. Mortal Kombat. If you're a fan, definitely check that one out, man. But that's the movies we've seen this week, and you know, hopefully, like you said, I always tell you guys, if there's something that you hear us talk about, you know, if you hear us talk about it favorably, give it a look. And if there's any of those movies you guys saw, put a comment below. Let us know what you thought of those movies, also. And
let's talk about anime.
Brandon wants to talk anime, so if you have any questions about anime, send them on in, Brandon. And I think reality too used to talk about that, but reality comes on every once in a while. So, all right. So now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of our podcast, the halfway point for 2020. Jesus Christ, I want this year to over with already. The year's taking forever. Let's see, man. So we basically had movies January, February, and March, and then everything went to video on demand. So, but that doesn't mean there wasn't some great things that stood out for us, some things that disappointed us, and you know, some things that we're looking forward to for the rest of 2020 if things work out and we get to see these movies. So let's start off with the movies that definitely surprised us, the best movies of 2020. I'll get you guys my number one movie for this year so far is The Gentleman with oh my god, I forgot the guy's name. All right. What was it?
Oh,
Oh my god.
God.
Was that a bad impression, Brandon? Because sometimes he does this. All right.
Do that for the rest of your life.
Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
There you
Matthew
go.
McConaughey. Thank you. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. I think that's probably the best movie I've seen this year, 2020. The great writing, great jokes, great action, great story, entertaining. Oh man, Gentlemen is right now the number one movie for 2020 for myself. I honestly think if we were going to have the Oscars this year, because I think that shit's a wash, that would be definitely nominated for Best Picture of the Year. So The Gentleman is the one that stands out for me. Al, how about you, man? What's your number one movie this year that you've seen so far?
Sadly, like I was looking over the list of the movies that have come out this year, that I actually got to see in a theater, or are we just doing movies that were released in a theater?
Yeah, just movies that were released in 2020.
For me, this is how sad it's going to be that because I haven't seen The Gentleman, so I can't speak on that.
Okay.
There's quite a few that I haven't been able to see. They're on my still to watch for the year.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, like the movie I enjoyed and that I was glad I went to see in the theater. And again, this is why I think they're extending Oscars. Bad Boys for Life.
Wow.
Because when I'm
Bad
looking, okay, I
Boys for
saw
Life.
this movie, I saw that movie, I saw that. When I'm looking at the ones that I was able to see, I mean, there's some movies on here I like Invisible Man.
Right.
Definitely, definitely
Yeah.
up there for movies. There's a weird movie. I don't know if any of y'all saw it. It's The Night Clerk. Interesting
No,
take. It's a
let's see
weird
that one.
movie. Yeah. Check it out. It's a weird movie, but it has a good a good story. So I think if you got time, watch it. It's a good watch. And another, well, we're talking about movie theater. I'll just stay with Bad Boys for Life. Yeah.
All right.
So the other movies I put were on streaming, as obviously, unfortunately.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
Brandon, man, what's your number one movie for 2020 so far, Brandon?
My number one movie for 2020 will have to be Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
The
Yeah.
animated movie.
It was incredible. It's like what you really like. If they wanted to go a dark route with any DC movie, this was the movie that showed you what dark was. Like it showed these other movies how to get it done. So it was incredible. The story was great. The actors were great. You know, the whole flow of the movie was incredible. I just loved watching it. You know,
Right.
and it was truth be told, like it was the ending of this, DC movies. I wouldn't call it the DCEU. It's like the DC movies. And it was an incredible ending. It was on the same level of Endgame.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's on my list to watch also, but I keep feeling like I have to watch the 13 animated movies before it. So I'm like, I don't got the time right now for that. So, oh man. So listen, my number two movie, which I'm surprised you two haven't said, man. My number two movie for 2020 is Sonic the Hedgehog. I can't even believe I'm saying that, dude. That movie was funny as hell. It was awesome, and it was great. So
Donut
win.
Lord.
Donut Lord, Sonic, and most of all, freaking Jim Carrey stole that movie, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's back. Jim Carrey's back. So
I have to agree with you. I would definitely say number two.
yeah, that's mine, man. Al, how about you, man? What's your number two for this year?
Number two, I would have put Invisible Man with Sonic like a really, really close third.
Yeah.
Because those are definitely the three movies that I'm glad I got to see them in the theater before all of this hit.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm right with you, Al. My number 2 and 3 are Invisible Man, Sonic. So number 3 for me is going to be Invisible Man. I still remember watching that movie in the theater with Brandon, with yourself, Al, my mom, and we just lost our minds with that movie, especially one of the scenes in there. Oh man. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, man. I can't believe Invisible Man and Sonic are number 1 and 2 in our top 20 right now. Our top 2020. Brandon, anything that stood out for you for number 3, or just like?
I would ask to go Invisible Man. I mean, I think those are the only movies we've really like seen.
Yeah.
But besides all the video on demand, like I know Extraction was a really good time. I really enjoyed Extraction. I think that movie is a kind of platform for other Netflix movies to see and be like, this is what I have the potential of being.
Right.
Because a lot of Netflix movies kind of suck. So.
Yeah, man. Extraction is definitely like top 5, top 10 for this year right now.
Oh yeah.
So definitely. Yeah, man. Those are the best movies of 2020, which is kind of crazy that Sonic and Invisible Man, Blumhouse, top 3. Insane.
Crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
So now let's get into what's disappointed us this year in 2020 so far, besides 2020 itself. For me, number 1 on my list of disappointment, we just watched it maybe 2 weeks ago. Artemis, foul as shit.
It's in the name.
God.
Yeah.
We should have known with the name.
It's in the name.
That movie, I literally tried to watch that movie 3 times and fell asleep. I just kept wondering, what the hell? Like, is it gonna do something? And then when I actually watched the whole movie through, I'm like, what happened? What?
No, Javi. Ad Astra came out in 2019. Don't talk about it like that.
Oh man, but yeah, man, Artemis Fowl is a disappointment for me, man. How about you, Al?
Yeah, no, that's my number 1 worst disappointment for the year, especially given like I think the week or two before it actually came out, when we were talking about it, I was like, oh wow, the preview came out. I'm a little more excited for it.
Disney.
Then I watched it. And I'm like, what did I just watch? Oh man, but right after that for me then was John Henry.
Oh my God, you told me about that, so I didn't even bother.
God, yeah, don't bother, man. Like, if you could block it on your Netflix, block it. Like,
Block it.
have it be removed from your options. Like, kid,
Report it to
block it.
Netflix.
Report
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
hate speech.
God.
Brandon, how about yourself, B? What you got there? What's one of
Uh,
your disappointments?
I would say something that strikes me the most as a disappointment would be Onward.
Yes,
Really?
that's my
I,
number
I
two too.
like I liked the movie, but I didn't love it. And it's Pixar, and I've never before finished watching a Pixar
Yes.
movie and didn't love it. You know, it was like I finished watching and I said, "Oh, it was good. It was cute. You know, it was nice." I said those three words, but I didn't love it. You know, I hate cars with a passion. I hate cars, but I've watched Cars and loved it. Like, I don't know. The concept freaks me out. I don't like it, but
Yeah.
I'd watch Cars. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't see myself watching Onward again.
Yeah. So the eyes on the windshield freak you out, huh, Brandon?
Freak me out. The whole concept of the movie freaks me out.
Oh my God. Yeah, number two for me is also going to be Onward. I was like Brandon said it, pretty much all of it right there. It's a Pixar movie and I didn't like it. What? So Onward for me was a letdown for me also. My number three, which might surprise a couple of you guys, is Birds of Prey. Harley Quinn's Emancipation, da 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 da. All that.
That
Sucked.
one. that
It didn't.
movie.
I'll take it back. It didn't suck, but you know, with these comic book movies, the way that they're made now, you can almost like expect that they're going to be awesome or good. You know, really good. And I just remember leaving the theater going, "All right, that wasn't bad." You know, like
Yeah.
that wasn't bad. You know what I mean? I remember leaving Batman versus Superman going, "Holy shit!" You know. So for Harley Quinn just to be okay is, you know, it sucks, man. All these comic book movies are pretty much hitting out the park lately. So to see that this one was just okay, that kind of disappointed me. I expected more from Harley Quinn. I honestly expected to see the Joker in there. Maybe that would have livened it up. Maybe even a Batman cameo. You know, because I'm sure Ben Affleck has still some movies under his contract. So I figured maybe he'd fill it out with there, or even just like something. But I don't know. I didn't love it. I just liked it. I thought it was okay. So Birds of Prey, again, Onward, and also Artemis Fowl. Al, how about yourself, man? You said two was your No, you said Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl, John Henry. Now, my third one was tied between You Should Have Left, which we all just watched, and Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Both with Vin Diesel. That felt like it was just like Fast and Furious, but he can't die. You know, literally.
Which is Fast and Furious.
Too. I was gonna say that movie was the same way.
And then You Should Have Left, because I was so hyped for You Should Have Left. I was so excited. I thought, all right,
trailer.
This is good. Yeah, kid. I was like,
that trailer
I
was
want to
amazing.
see what's up with this house, what's going on, what's it doing to him, why is he looking at himself in the mirror even though he turned away? Like, I had so much hopes for this movie and was completely let down. Like, I finished it only because we paid for it, because otherwise I would have changed the channel. Like, if that was if it was on HBO, I think I would have just changed the channel on it.
And that's another movie that suffers from being an hour and a half.
Yeah. They left out some stuff. Me and I was talking about in the last podcast there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it missed a better ending, basically.
Yeah.
You know, that could have made that movie. But, man, those are the disappointments for 2020. Now let's get into cross your fingers. We hope to see in 2020. Now let's knock Black Widow off of this list, because I think that's number one for all three of us right there. So Black Widow, we're gonna take it off the list. I'm gonna give you guys one that you're not expecting, that I can't wait to see, and that is The Conjuring 3. The Devil Made Me Do It. Yeah,
that's right.
Not for nothing. The Conjuring universe, there's a lot of movies that suck, but you know what doesn't suck? The Conjuring movies themselves. Conjuring 1, crazy. I'm done. I'm out of there. Conjuring 2, The Old Man in the Chair. No, thank you. Now, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, based off of a real court case or real situation that happened. Now, I don't know if what they're going to show us actually happened, but sounds crazy. I'm looking forward to The Conjuring 3. Yes, I can't wait for that one. They haven't even made a trailer for it. I'm waiting for it. Respect The Conjuring. Brandon, what you looking forward to?
I honestly, I'm looking forward to, but very confused about Tenet. I really can't wait to see it, but I just want to know what it's about.
Yeah. Huh? What?
Like, that's all I want to figure out.
Oh my God, man. Al, what about yourself, man? What you looking forward to in 2020?
I'm looking for, well, besides the obvious ones, which I'm sure we all have on our list, the one that I'm looking forward to is Doom. They're
Dude.
remaking Doom. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's an old time movie. I think it had Sting in it as one of the actors and so forth. It was a movie.
Yes. I saw
Yeah,
some
it
pictures
was.
for that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what they can do because I loved it back then when it first came out,
Mhm.
and that was with their limited special effects, and it's a movie that's really heavy on special effects. So to see
Right.
what they might hopefully be able to do with it, and it's such a good story. I want to see what. I can't wait till that one comes out.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. And I got another one here for that I'm looking forward to, and I'm hoping it's supposed to come out September. That's going to be A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Quiet Place 1 shocked me. I did not think the guy from The Office could make a movie like that. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, we missed him on the Father's Day special.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one for the Father's Day. That's
Yeah,
that. That's a dad taking one for the team.
yeah. When he
Yeah.
made that noise, when he started screaming.
Yeah,
It's
man.
okay.
So,
Darth Vader is still the best dad.
Jesus, Brandon. So yeah, Quiet Place 2. I'm looking forward to it. The first one caught me by surprise. I loved it. Thought it was a great movie. I can only look to see them expand that universe and what's happening in there. And Emily Blunt is a fantastic actress. And looking to see what John Krasinski could do with another script, another year under his belt as a director. So looking forward to seeing that one. Guys, is there any other movies you guys are looking forward to besides Tenet, Black Widow, and these other movies?
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Oh,
Is-
okay.
Did
Want to see a
that
little
get
monster?
Yeah, but didn't that get pushed to next year, or is that still
It got-
for
You know
this
what?
one?
Oh wait, I don't know. I thought it was on the schedule for this one still.
Yeah,
No,
no,
Might
no.
have got
That got
pushed.
pushed to 2021. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Sorry, Brandon. COVID.
it's okay because I get a lot of hate on the Godzilla movies because everyone's like, well, they always suck. Well, here's the thing: have you ever seen a good Godzilla movie? But don't you love the Godzilla movies? Like, they're not good, but they're really enjoyable. So yes, the last one story-wise sucked, but didn't you like Godzilla fighting monsters? Like, that was awesome, So
Dude,
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
When Ghidorah came out with the yellow lightning, ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, man. Al, how about yourself, man? Anything else that you were looking forward to? Well, that's pretty much all of them.
not Candyman.
Oh, that's right.
Jordan Peele's Candyman. Oh man, I
Okay.
think they just dropped a new trailer for it and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward for that one.
All right, man. That's awesome. These are great movies to look forward to. Hopefully, everything works out. We'll see these movies in the end of 2020 or sometime in the next few months here. Again, we got 6 months to go. Whew, 2020 can't end soon enough. All right, man. So the last question I got for you guys, and B, will go to you first on this one, man, is what do you miss most about going to the movies, man? It's been a couple of months, couple of weeks now since we have more than a couple of weeks. It's actually been a couple of months that we haven't been to the theaters. Is there anything that you miss about the theaters or anything that you miss about going to theaters? Because we're watching movies at home. We're doing everything at home now. We're renting it from Redbox or Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever the hell it be, But is there something specific you miss about going to the theaters to see the movies?
Just being with you guys, really. Like you know, a lot of the memories is just being there watching the movies with you guys. That's the best part for me. I can watch a movie by myself and like it, but going to the movies and being with the crew, you know, with everyone there, we can just laugh and cry during the movie and like point at each other, nudge each other when something happens. We gather around in circles at the end of it, you know, like that's the best part for me because then we get to talk shit about it for a while, like you know.
Absolutely, man. Al, how about yourself, man? Anything you miss specific about those theaters?
Yeah, along those same lines, just being in the theater when like a big scene happens and you can look around and hear the entire theater joining in with you in the excitement.
Yeah.
Like I think of Endgame when the portals opened. And everybody's you just
Yeah,
felt the
yeah.
excitement as everybody started walking out, and then I forget it. And it just and like Brandon said, just looking over and being able to see everybody having that same reaction
Yeah.
and sharing in the moment. You know, like it's fun watching a movie here. Like you can still enjoy it, but there's nothing like watching. You know what? Like another 100 people sharing in the moment with you, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like.
You know what? I miss, yeah, definitely watching these movies with you guys, especially like when I sit in between like Brandon and Al. I'm like always like hitting them with the elbows when something crazy happens. I'm like, oh, you know, so losing it. So that's always fun. You know, besides the fellas there, I do miss like every once in a while I would take the wife with me to the theaters. My wife laughs louder at theaters than she does at home. I realize. It's funny because when my wife laughs, she has like a bassy laugh. She's like, ho, 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 ho. So hearing that laugh is also funny, man. But I do know what I miss, man, because I don't normally eat it outside of the theaters. Mozzarella sticks with my blue slushy. I miss my mozzarella, man. You know?
I mean, at least you got your food. I have issues with people who don't like to give me my food. So
They thought you were kidding.
People think I'm flirting or something in the movie theaters when I just pay $25 for food. I don't understand.
Al with the nachos and cheese.
Nachos and cheese, kid.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. Listen, man, we want to thank you guys for listening to our podcast and watching us on the YouTube there. We appreciate you guys listening and of course dealing with us as we deal with this COVID-19 and not being able to record together, use the best microphones together and everything. It's different. You know, we're trying our best here to make it through and we're doing our damn thing. If I say so myself. But we thank you guys. Please leave comments below. We'll definitely respond to you on the YouTube. If you guys are listening to us on our podcast, if you guys have any kind of suggestions, email us at therealfanreview@gmail.com or just go to our website, therealfanreview.com, and you can leave a message on there for us there. So again, we're coming out of New York. We thank you for listening. My name is Hav, and I appreciate you. We got my brother B.
Hadet.
We got our man in the chair, Al.
Have a good night, everybody.
We're going to catch you on the next one. Have a good night.